Hey guys, it's Brian. Welcome to the Awards Contender. This is going to be a fun video today. Looking forward to the 98th Academy Award nominations. We have 20 slots in the acting categories. We kind of know by now who's probably getting in. Maybe we'll get a surprise or two on January 22nd. Today I'm giving you the performances I personally would nominate in actor, actress, supporting actress if I was an Academy member. Now, one thing I'm doing in this video is that I'm not repeating a film. There won't be 3 nominees from One Battle After Another, 3 nominees from Sinners. I am picking my favorite performance from each of these movies, 20 performances and nominations, 20 different movies. Are you ready? Let's begin with Best Supporting Actor, Billy Crudup, Jay Kelly. So for months, I was hearing so much awards buzz for George Clooney and Adam Sandler and Jay Kelly from director Noah Baumbach. I finally watched the film when it dropped on Netflix in December. I liked the film. I didn't love it. I had some issues with the second half. But Billy Crudup, oh my God. He is the best thing about that movie. He has basically 2 scenes. The second scene is incredible. It's the scene of the movie. And when I finished that thing, I said, if anybody from this film is going to get an Oscar nomination, it should be Billy Crudup. That is a supporting actor performance for the ages. That's what supporting actors should recognize. It doesn't have to be somebody who's basically a co-lead, and I do have a couple of those in this video, to be honest. But I do think supporting actor is also exciting if it's somebody who comes into a movie and steals it away from everyone else. That was Billy Crudup in Jay Kelly. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. I feel like he has to be on every list, right? He is absolutely astonishing in Frankenstein from director Guillermo del Toro. I had some problems with the first hour or so of Frankenstein. I should probably watch it a second time. Maybe I'd like it a little more. I saw it at the Toronto Film Festival and it was working okay for me. But once we got to the Jacob Elordi material, once he was the main focus in the second half, I was all in on that movie. This is such a beautiful, sublime performance, one of the best we've ever had as Frankenstein's monster, the creature. He is so vulnerable, so mesmerizing to watch in Frankenstein, so Elordi has to be on my list. K.O. Martin, The Plague. Have you seen The Plague? If not, check it out immediately. This movie blew my mind. It is fantastic. It's not going to quite make my top 10 of 2025, but it will be in the second 10. It's a devastating, immersive drama that takes place at a water polo camp, a bunch of 12, 13, 14-year-old boys, and the main character, he is going through it. There is so much bullying, there is so much negativity and hate among these boys, and the truly worst bully of the group is played by K.O. Martin, who is so believably awful in this movie. It took me back to my 3 years teaching middle school. What he does in this movie, what he says to the main character, how he manipulates others, children and adults. It was so believable to me. I know he's a teenager. I know he's a relatively new actor most people have never heard of, but watch The Plague if you need proof. K.O. Martin is deserving of a Best Supporting Actor Oscar nomination. Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. If I have to pick my favorite performance from Paul Thomas Anderson's movie, my choice for the best film of the year, it is Sean Penn. That's the performance that absolutely blew my mind when I watched that in September. I really liked every performance in it. DiCaprio's great. Chase Infinity really popped. I thought, wow, who is this young actress? She is amazing. But Sean Penn, that is on another level. He is so great in that. So memorable. It's the villain role, and he just steals it away from everyone else in the movie. It's why I'm a little confused right now. Sean Penn is not even in the top 2 or 3 to win in supporting actor. He'll be nominated everywhere, but he'll have no shot in hell of winning at the Oscars. That is still kind of confusing to me, guys. He is fantastic throughout that film. He's got at least 3 or 4 scenes where my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what is he doing now? It's such a fully realized performance. I know Sean Penn has won 2 Best Actor Oscars. He's not exactly overdue for another win, But I would not be sad about it, guys, at all if Sean Penn won a third Academy Award for his performance in One Battle After Another. And Stellan Skarsgård's sentimental value. That is my favorite performance from that movie. I adore the work of Renate Reinsve and Elle Fanning and Inga Ibsdottir Lilius. All three of them are sublime in that movie. I take nothing away from those performances, but there was just something about Stellan Skarsgård in that film. As this director mounting a comeback, navigating his troubled relationships he has with his daughters, and all of the drama that brings into the narrative. I just thought Stellan Skarsgård gave the performance of his career in sentimental value. I'm so happy he's finally getting his flowers. He's getting in everywhere. He might well win the Oscar, we shall see. He would absolutely be on my list of the 5 in Best Supporting Actor. Okay, Best Supporting Actress. Let's begin with Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good. This one is frustrating to me because it's looking more and more likely she's not even going to get the Oscar nomination for Wicked for Good. She might not even make the 5. And you know what? She deserves to be there for this monumental performance in 2 Wicked films. She's funnier and more bubbly in the first movie. She has better songs to sing in Wicked from 2024. And she got in pretty much everywhere last time, so I understand. There's a little bit of fatigue at this point, and most people just don't care for the second one the same way they did for the first, so I get it. But I think what Ariana Grande did in both of these movies, including the second one, was astonishing and really quite something. The arc her character goes through during those 2 movies, all of the different emotions she displays throughout those 2 films, and knowing they were shooting all of Wicked at the same time. It's not like they shot the first movie and then they took a break and then they shot the second movie. They were shooting scenes from Wicked Part 1 and then the next day Wicked Part 2. They were jumping all around, and to see like the progression of her character, where she is at the end versus the very beginning, I was touched by her performance all the way through both movies, and I think she deserves to be in Best Supporting Actress, not just for the first film, but also for the second. Amy Madigan, Weapons. Amy Madigan had to play a significant role in Best Supporting Actress this award season, and I am so happy to see how well she's doing. When I saw Weapons in August, I walked out of the theater and I was like, wow, Amy Madigan in this movie, she is on another level. It's a horror film, it's August, I don't know, maybe nothing will happen there. To see her winning things this season, to see her like in the top 2 or 3 to win the Oscar in March, that makes my heart so happy. This is a big, flashy, memorable, villainous turn in 2025 that just could not go unnoticed. She's very colorful in those early scenes when she's got the wig and she's laughing, and those are the parts most people remember, but later in the film, she doesn't have the wig, she doesn't have the makeup. Those scenes are more subtle and just as effective and powerful. I think she would make a great Oscar winner in Best Supporting Actress for 2025. And it's not just because like she's the veteran of the category, she's older than everyone else. This would not be like the Helen Hayes Oscar win for Airport, 1970, right? Let's just give it to the old broad because she's been around a while and her performance is, it's fine, it's kind of meh, but we'll give her the Oscar win. That would not be the case with Amy Madigan. It would be about so much more than her being a veteran actress. It would be about the performance itself. It is deserving to get in and it's deserving to win. Tania Maria, the Secret Agent. Oh my gosh. Like, where did this actress come from? What a bold and inspired casting choice as this character in The Secret Agent, who runs a safe house, a refuge for political dissidents and outcasts. She is one of those actresses you cannot look away from. She's got such an expressive, a unique face, and she's very funny. She's got some wonderful line deliveries in that movie. Her banter with Wagner Moura in their scenes together, some of my favorite moments in The Secret Agent. So yeah, I thought she was great. I would have liked to have seen her play a bit more of a role this award season in Best Supporting Actress. She would make my list. Wunmi Mosaku, Sinners. I do think this is the best performance in Sinners. Not to take anything away from Michael B. Jordan playing two different characters, he's gotten into Best Actor pretty much everywhere, right? This award season, and well deserved. Like, he would be up there, but if I had to pick my favorite from that movie, Wunmi Musaku stands out. I love her chemistry with Jordan, her assertiveness, she's very confident, there's something mysterious about her, and the way she takes charge in that third act of Sinners, she is just such a delight to watch in this. I don't know if I've seen her in another film or a TV show, but she really made a deep impression on me in Sinners. I'm so happy to see her getting in almost everywhere in Best Supporting Actress. She deserves the Oscar nomination. I think it's happening. Wunmi Musaku, one of the finest performances of 2025. And Zoe Winter's Materialists. Materialists is probably, for me, the most underrated film of 2025. It is on my top 10 list. I love that film. I've seen it twice. I enjoyed it just as much the second time. The performances from everybody in Materialists I think are top notch, but especially Zoe Winters, who has two scenes that took my breath away. As a woman unlucky in love, she uses a dating service to meet men, and one of those dates goes really, really wrong, and her rawness in this movie, the emotion in what she says and how she acts, it's very powerful work from Zoe Winters, kind of like the Billy Crudup thing in Jay Kelly. Here's someone who's not on the poster right. She's not one of the main people in Materialists, but she comes in there, and in just a few minutes of screen time, she is off the charts terrific in this movie. And I haven't stopped thinking about her performance all these months later. I know at this point basically nobody is talking about Zoe Winters in Materialists, but I am, and I would nominate her for Best Supporting Actress. Alright, Best Actor is next. Who would be my 5 in Best Actor? Let's begin with Lee Byung-hun, No Other Choice. I do think that is one of the finest performances of 2025. I'm happy he got in at the Golden Globes. He got something. But that he's not even a factor really as a potential Oscar nominee for No Other Choice in Best Actor, it's just wild to me. I think he's deserving of that nomination. What a fearless performance. One that has deep emotion in it, one that's very funny at times, like you are laughing hysterically in certain scenes with him, even in the violence, some of the questionable things he does throughout that film. Lee Byung-hun was the right actor at the right time to play this character in Park Chan-wook's film. I have not stopped thinking about his performance in that movie. It is a wild, very memorable performance, and I think he should be in Best Actor at the Oscars. It's not going to happen, so he gets to be, at the very least, on this list. Timothée Chalamet, Marty Supreme, one of the top 3 or 4 performances, I think, in the movies in 2025. I mean, I was just bowled over. I walked out of the theater on Christmas Eve, like already having anticipating this movie for all of 2025. It did not let me down at all. I do think it's a masterpiece from a writing perspective, directing perspective. Everybody is great in this. Gwyneth Paltrow, Odessa A. Zion, and Timothée Chalamet in that lead role. He is bringing it for 2.5 hours. I could not look away. I've liked him or loved him in many movies in the past. Like, still right at the top for me is Call Me By Your Name, but nothing he had done since that film 2017 I had like fully loved with my full heart until Marty Supreme. This is some of his best work ever. He is so much fun to watch in that. So unpredictable, also fearless like Lee Byung-hun. You have no idea what he's going to do or say next in Marty Supreme. And I think every Best Actor list has to have Timothée Chalamet. Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon. Ethan Hawke is an actor I have adored since I was a kid. Since I saw White Fang, Reality Bites, Before Sunrise in the 90s, I have always really liked this actor, and he just always takes chances. It's really fun to see year to year what Ethan Hawke is doing next. He's always surprising us in both film and TV, taking on characters you wouldn't really expect him to play, and that's very much the case in Richard Linklater's Blue Moon. This is a whirlwind performance playing a real-life artist, So much dialogue he had to memorize in this and make it interesting in his delivery, make it all like real and authentic, his relationships with the other characters in the film. It's very much a chamber piece, like it's just set in one place for an hour and 40 minutes, but Ethan Hawke makes it exciting every step of the way. His physical transformation, his embodiment of this character he had been thinking about working on for 10 years until cameras finally started rolling. All of that time he spent working on this character, it paid off big time, and we got one of Ethan Hawke's very best performances. David Johnson, The Long Walk. The Long Walk is my choice, probably, for the best Stephen King adaptation of the 2020s. I love The Long Walk. It's on my top 10 list. You don't hear about it very much anymore. It'll get a lone shout out here and there with certain award ceremonies, like on some list you'll see The Long Walk. And anytime I've seen David Johnson's name like nominated for The Long Walk, it's in Best Supporting Actor. He's in the entire movie. I don't know how you call that a supporting performance. I guess if you consider Cooper Hoffman's character like the lead of the film because he's in the first scene, it takes, 3 or 4 minutes to get to David Johnson? I guess you could make that argument kind of like Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain or something because Jesse Eisenberg could be the lead. I don't know. I think David Johnson in The Long Walk is a lead performance, and it's absolutely brilliant work every step of the way. The friendship his character develops with the Cooper Hoffman character throughout this really miserable experience over many days, these young men taking this long walk, only one gets to be alive in the end. It's so emotional. I was so invested in all of those characters, but especially David Johnson's character, how he navigates this landscape, like how is he going to survive this event? And how is he going to deal with this newfound friendship he has with the Cooper Hoffman character? I have been a big fan of David Johnson going back the last few years. Rye Lane, which I saw at Sundance, he is amazing in, and I saw Waste Man at the Toronto Film Festival a few months ago. I think it's coming out in the spring. He's also dynamite great in that movie too. This is a very talented young actor. I think his performance in The Long Walk is deserving of a Best Actor Oscar nomination. And Jesse Plemons' Bugonia. Oh my freaking god, he is so great in Bugonia. I kind of went into that movie excited to see what Emma Stone was going to do. She hadn't had a character this rich since Bella Baxter in Poor Things, so it was Emma Stone I was really invested in. I wanted to see what she was going to do in Bugonia, and I walked out of that theater very happy with Emma Stone's performance. She is fantastic, but I loved Jesse Plemons even better. Talk about fearless, talk about locked in, every moment of him in that movie. His character has these beliefs that you in the audience might not really follow or understand, and the madness that slowly creeps into his performance, especially in the second half, it is just such a delight to watch. I absolutely love him in this movie. I think he should be in Best Actor. And finally, Best Actress. Who would be my 5? In my favorite Oscars category, Best Actress, let's begin with Jessie Buckley Hamnet. My choice for Performance of the Year. She broke my heart in this movie. I was crying so hard in the final 10 minutes or so in Hamnet when I saw it at the Toronto Film Festival. I was gone. I was so gone. It took me a moment, in the theater lobby, to regain my composure because she just moved me so much in this film. I've always really enjoyed Jessie Buckley in movies. I've liked her in things, but this was the film where she was transcendent, where she got the right character with the right story, the right director. Hamnet is a beautiful film. I love so many things about that movie. But at the very top, my number one favorite thing about Hamnet is the Jessie Buckley performance. Just so beautifully done from the first scene to the last. She is going to win the Oscar for Best Actress, and so well deserved. Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Of course, I have Rose Byrne here too. If I hadn't have chosen Jessie Buckley for Performance of the Year, Rose Byrne is probably in second place. I mean, her work in this movie is absolutely stunning. She's always been great. I've enjoyed her since Damages, and she's been funny in a lot of movies. I've liked her in a lot of films and TV shows, but she shows a whole new side to herself, and If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. This might be the most fearless performance of the whole year. Of everybody, of Timothée Chalamet, Lee Byung-hun, and some of these people I've talked about, who really go for broke in their movies. There is no holding back. That is Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. When I saw it for the first time at Sundance last January, I was so stressed out. I recognized the power of her performance, but the movie around her was just a bit too much for me. And then I watched it again, had a much better experience, really recognized just the great work she was doing in this movie from scene to scene. I am so happy she is finally getting her flowers in Best Actress for a movie. For the very first time in her long career, it had to be for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Kathleen Chalfant's Familiar Touch. This is a movie I just watched a couple weeks ago. Familiar Touch is not the easiest watch. It's about a woman in her 80s who has dementia, and she is moved early on in the film into an assisted living facility. And it's just about her day-to-day, seeing her son, going to different meetings with people, like talking to her doctor, meeting the other people like at this facility. There's not much of a plot. You're just watching this woman live out her final days, and it is so moving, you guys. I was in tears at the end. The second to last scene really broke me in this. Kathleen Chalfant, I think she got in at Film Independent Spirit Awards and Best Lead Performance. That's like the one big nomination she has received. If you watch Familiar Touch, you will think what I've been thinking. She deserves to get in at the Oscars in Best Actress. She is that good in this movie. For many, many months, I was like, we don't have an older person to get into Best Actress this year. You know, Rose Byrne, in a way, is like the veteran, and she's in her mid-40s. I was like, is there anybody much older who could be a factor in Best Actress? I think it should be Kathleen Chalfant for Familiar Touch. What a performance. Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Ann Lee. It is hurting my heart, you guys. It hurts my heart to know she basically at this point has no chance in hell of getting the Oscar nomination for Best Actress. And it's like, man, did Searchlight drop the ball on this movie? I don't know what happened. I know the film is kind of out there. It's not going to be for everybody. I knew when I saw this at TIFF a few months ago, I was like, it's not going to play as well with awards voters as The Brutalist did a year ago. But it absolutely deserves, at minimum, Best Actress for Amanda Seyfried. This is a raw, courageous performance from an actress who has been doing great work for decades. This is her best performance I've ever seen. She sings in the movie, her voice is just out of this world extraordinary. The emotion in the songs, the physicality of this performance when she's not singing. There are very disturbing scenes early on where I was like, whoa, she is really going there. This is such a commanding performance from Amanda Seyfried. For her to miss at SAG and BAFTA and the Oscars, it does not sit well with me. She should be there. I think this is one of the finest performances of 2025. She would absolutely be on my Best Actress list. And Ava Victor, Sorry Baby. My favorite movie I saw at Sundance a year ago. I saw some good films there, but nothing like Sorry Baby. That one really stuck with me. Victor writes the screenplay, she directs the film, she plays the lead character, and she does all three beautifully. As if she's been making movies for decades. There's such a confidence in her writing, directing, and acting in Sorry Baby. It was just such a joy to watch that premiere in a giant crowd at Sundance, see a very talented filmmaker and performer just come to life in this movie. So funny in this, so heartbreaking, so everything in this performance deserves to be in Best Actress. So those are my picks. If I was an Academy member and I was nominating supporting actor, supporting actress, actor, and actress, I would go with those 20 performances. Once again, to repeat, here are the 20 nominees. Best Supporting Actor, Billy Crudup, Jay Kelly, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, K.O. Martin, The Plague, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. Supporting Actress, Ariana Grande, Wicked for Good, Amy Madigan, Weapons, Tanya Maria, The Secret Agent, Wunmi Musaku, Sinners, and Zoe Winters, Materialists. Best Actor, Lee Byung-hun, No Other Choice, Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, David Johnson, The Long Walk, and Jesse Plemons, Bugonia. And Best Actress, Jessie Buckley, Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Kathleen Chalfant, Familiar Touch, Amanda Seyfried, The Testament of Ann Lee, and Ava Victor, Sorry Baby. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, and let me know in the comments below if you were an Academy member who would get your acting Oscar nominations for 2025, and I'll see you next time at the Awards Contender.